What's up, everybody? It's Sonosi. I know you haven't heard from me in a bit, but with everything that's been going on, getting a new setup here, new camera, new PC, going to UFC 300, just everything's going on, I figured now's a good time to be set and bring everything back from here. So the video I kind of wanted to discuss today was one that is a glaring one that I've kind of put off for a bit, that I don't want to talk about, but more or less, the 205 or the light heavyweight division kind of is stagnant in garbage, really, in a sense. Ever since John Jones left around 2020, there's a couple of things I've noticed, and I think you all have too, but very interesting facts. Pereira's defense is the first time since 2020 that we've actually gotten a light heavyweight title defense, and I'm thinking, wait, are you sure about that? Yes, I am. So let me discuss it. The vacated belt, when you had it was Blakovic versus Dominic Reyes. Blakovic won the belt. Everything smooth sailing from there. From there, Glover Teixeira won the belt in a nice dramatic fashion that no one expected to happen. Me, one of those people, I admit. I'm so happy for that. And then afterwards, that epic battle between Glover and Yuri Prochazka, where Glover was winning, was getting towards the end of winning the fight, and then he got caught in a submission that we didn't see coming, but Yuri won the belt. Then the curse starts. Yuri Prochazka has to vacate because of injury. Because of that, we have a fight between Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev. I swear this is some Hollywood script or something weird going on, but somehow, someway, we got a draw. And because of just how things went, they scheduled a month later in Brazil a fight between 43-year-old Glover Teixeira and Jamal Hill. At the time, I believe Jamal Hill was like ranked 7 or 8, nowhere in the top 5. But regardless, he took advantage of the opportunity that was given to him, and he won the belt. So that happened. Then, of all things, basketball injured him, and then he had to vacate the title. And then we went into another scenario where two people are fighting for a belt that don't have the championship, which was Yuri Prochazka and Alex Pereira, in this case. In this one, well, Yuri technically never lost the belt, so he was the technical champion, I guess. The lineal champion technically is John Jones, since he never lost the belt and he left with it. So there's that kind of discussion for a whole different time. But more or less, you could argue early stoppage. You could say it was clean, whatever. Alex Pereira won, and he ended up getting the belt. Now, what happened to Jamal Hill afterwards? UFC 200 just went by. He lost the fight. Now we officially have a champion that's held onto the belt long enough that we can say he is the champion. For sure, he is the thing. But here's the thing I want to kind of discuss, because I kind of rambling on. When you look at the rankings in the system, it is just obvious that we are in the B leagues. I like Poatan, I like Alex Pereira, but let's be honest here, people. He's elite in his kickboxing style, how he messes up your legs, and he has that hook that will KO you. But let's be honest, his other parts of the game are very flawed. And it's only going to take someone who's more well-rounded and more skilled on the ground to mess with him till he loses that belt. But for the moment, I'm going to take the moment to enjoy this. This is the reason why he's been propped up in such a way that he's making light heavyweight exciting, at least. But I fear that in the future, he's going to lose it pretty easy. To which likely rank number 2, Magomed Ankalaev. The man is boring as hell. He is one of the most boring fighters in light heavyweight, which is very shocking for me to say for a division second to heavyweight that's supposed to have knockout power and finishability. But that man, he is the most likely threat, but based on his words of wanting to do a stand-up with Pereira, he'll make the same mistake Jamal Hill made. Yuri Prochazka, ranked number 1 right now after his fight with Alexander Rankic. That man has all the skill and the durability to become the champion and to stay the champion. He just got caught in a really horrible moment. And right now, he is one of the only people with Ankalaev that are truly in that class where I can say, okay, you are an A-class fighter, you belong to where your rankings are. Pereira's a weird one, but anyway, we're going to keep going downwards. So next we have Jamal Hill. I'm going to say something that people are going to hate me for, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. Jamal Hill's a B-rated fighter. He never deserved to be the champion. He was very lucky what he got. I mean, his wins that he got for getting to the belt, let's be honest, it's nothing that you can really scream, oh my god, he's elite. He beat an old over-the-hill Santos, who's in PFL now, or Bellator, whichever other. He beat an old man Teixeira to get the belt. He beat Johnny Walker, and he beat Jimmy Crute. And he lost to Paul Craig, of all people. No offense to Paul Gray, I actually do like you. But the point is, Jamal Hill has shown he's not that great of a striker. He's okay, but he's nothing elite, which, when you think about it now, him trying to stand up to Pereira was the dumbest thing he could have done. But the point is, the guy doesn't have a good AQ. He has okay striking and okay ground game, but he didn't exploit enough. So, guys, dumb as a rock, lost. And his thing is, we're getting into a situation, which I'll get to in a second, that will be very funny when I get to it. Jan Rakic, guy's a decent fighter. He got the belt at a great time when he did. But let's be honest, just like a lot of other people, not that skilled. At least not at his point. He's an okay fighter. I remember some people saying, oh, he could beat John Jones. Well, no. He beat Izzy at least, so he defended his belt at least. But he beat Reyes, who Reyes was on the decline because I think the John Jones fight broke him. And he lost to Teixeira, so there you go. Teixeira is retiring now, so we can't use some example. Decent skilled guy, still be ranked for everything else because, well, if you look at the guys he would lost to from back then. Anyway, Alexander Rakic, he's still a little too new for me to say completely, but he got a taste of true competition in the form of Prohaska, and he lost. He only beat Rakic because of injury. And Santos and Smith and most of these other people, it was just boring decisions. So he's another dull guy. He's the guy, I don't think he's quite at A-level yet, but he's still young to my knowledge. I think he's 31. So he can still get there. Then you go to your C-tier fighters. You got your Nikita Krylovs, your Johnny Walkers. Khalil Roundtree is a very interesting case where he's going right now. If Khalil Roundtree can exploit the UFC 303 card coming up where he's going to face Jamal Hill and knock him out, we can very well see him heading towards the title, and this is probably the only shot he has to get the title. He's a great finisher. Not quite as much the stature in some ways, but again, the guy has decent defense, I guess you could say. He knocks people out pretty well. I would say he fights like a heavyweight in some ways. Doesn't really take you down, but he will hurt you. So that man could possibly make a run if he line up correctly. Personally, I'm going to be a little biased here. I want Roundtree to take off Jamal Hill's head off and skip the line and go against Pereira while he still has a chance, because he ain't going to ever get past Hill afterwards. Then you have Volkan Ozdemir. We've seen what happens to him. He gets whooped by most people. He's nobody, really. Anthony Smith, over the hill, old gatekeepers. Ryan Spann, well, you saw what happened to him. He's going to lose his ranking to the Anthony Smith clone that just fought this weekend. I can't remember his name right now. I'm so sorry. I can't think of it. Alonzo Menenfield coming up, going to face Oberg, so we're going to see how that goes. If he can defend against him, he keeps the ranking, I keep going forward. But he's in a similar tree like Roundtree stuff. Great knockout power, decent, but I don't know if he'll get far. Reyes needs some help. The only other one I could see now, Vitor Petrino coming up, he is facing Anthony Smith. I can't speak how well he is yet. I like what he's doing, but if he could beat Smith, he's getting up there. It'll help him out. And Asmaf, God, I'm going to butcher his name. Asimov Musakavov. Yeah, you get him, the name. Another interesting fighter. Someone I think who can get somewhere if he keeps going up. So I can't quite rank him high yet, but it's possible. But let's be all perfectly honest, people. Neither of these guys currently, as we're speaking right now, this is the era of John Jones, or that era had people like DC Gustafsson when he was in his prime. People that actually were, and Rumble Anthony Johnson. These are people who were the top 3 to 4 people in the division, and you knew it. It was kind of out of his pecking order, but that was more prime spot back then. And then we even go back to the days of John Jones, where he was facing people like Rampage Jackson, Lyoto Machida, and company. We had a lot of good fighters through that time. Right now, we kind of losing out on a lot of these people. A lot of veterans are pushed out or still hanging by a thread. Some of these people can go up to heavyweight. Some of them can cut the weight down and go to middleweight. Honestly, I think some of these heavyweights should just slim down. This is a very controversial opinion. Jolton Almeida could easily get to light heavyweight with his size. He's not that big of a heavyweight. He can go down, and I think he can make a splash, considering everything. But he's been coasting on his grappling skills because most of the heavyweights he can take out. Anyway, it's not that big of a video right now, but what I think they need to get some more talents from other organizations right now. They need to get some of these middleweights to push up into light heavyweight to stop being weight bullies. and make the division more exciting. And honestly, we just need some of these prospects just to move up, get there in ranking and time, and then once that happens, we can see a better era of fighters. But as of right now, the only two fighters I could say are probably true champion caliber fighters is Ankalaev, as boring as he is, and Yuri Prochazka. Alex Pereira, he has the credentials to become a great champion if he can defend the belt another one or two times, especially if he can beat Ankalaev's proof or something. Just like the same scenario running into Sean O'Malley with Marab versus Deshaun Lee. Can't say his name because I'm horrible with words. But if you can beat those, just like in those scenarios, you beat those people, you're proving your worth everywhere. But for now, this is kind of a short video, kind of going over things, and hopefully I tackled enough. Leave a comment, you like, dislike, let me know what else you want me to cover, and from there we'll see what we can do. I appreciate all you guys' time, and I'm glad to be back in some way. Take care.